All right, today we're going to do section 2.4 of our workbook, and I've actually decided that this is going to be the last section of chapter 2. We're going to skip the next section and wrap up chapter 2 with this lesson that we're going to do today, and our next day will be the second part of 2.4. So, 2.4 in the workbook starts on page 46. There is a warm up there, but I don't think we need to do the warm up today. So we're just going to scooch down to the bottom of page 46 and look at this question about fitness equipment on sale. So I've just zoomed in on here, and it's talking about 3 pairs of skates. Option A is a regular price is $119.99 with 10% off. Option B is $229.99, but it's half price. And option C is $150.20 with but 25% off. So this is a pretty realistic situation where we're looking at 3 skates and there are a variety of different deals and things like that. So I want you to just take a second and predict for yourself which of these 3 options is going to be the least expensive. Which do you think will cost the least amount of money? So I'll let you try and do your own estimates. You can pick your own, and I'll come back after and see how you did. So that's all that we need to do there. You can just write down your prediction at the bottom. And we'll go over to page 47 now and actually do the calculations. So this table helps us with the calculations to be able to compare those 3 deals and see which is the best price. So our first case, we have $119.99. Well, if we're sitting in the store, we're not going to do the math on $119.99. We're going to round it. And rounding to 120 makes most sense. Now, with 10%, 10% is a really nice number. We've been doing a lot of 10% in this unit. 10% means just divided by 10, which means we move the decimal place 1 decimal place to the left. And 10% of 120 is just 12 bucks. So that's how much we're saving. So you can take that $12 off the 120, and I think we can figure out that that's going to be $108. This is great. This method is great because we don't necessarily need our calculator to do this estimating in the store. But I am going to show you another way. So we're going to actually answer these 2 different ways, and then you can decide which you prefer to use. So another way of imagining it, and we've done this before, in that we said, well, if you have 10% off, 100% is the full price, and you're getting 10% off, that means you have 90%. So you're going to pay 90% of this estimated price. So another way we could do it is do 9.9 times 120. So I might need my calculator for this one, 0.90 times 120, and we do get that $108 back as another price. So the green way is only requires 1 step. You just need to punch that in your calculator. The blue way here you might be able to do in your head without using a calculator. And if we're in the store, this blue way might be the best way. Let's try the second option of pair of skates, $229.99, and it's half price. So that's an easier if we deal with $230. And half price means that you're just going to divide it by 2. Half off means divide it by 2. So we're going to go off and do 230 divided by 2. And again, you may be able to do this in your head. If it was $200, you divide it by 2, that'd be $100. And half of 30 is 15. So half of 230 is $115. Let's try the green method in case we wanted to do that. Half off means 50% off, which means you'd be paying 50%. 50% is 0.5 times 230. So 0.5 times 230, and we get the same $115. The final pair of skates is $150.20, but it's 25% off. All right, so again, I'm going to estimate on $150. And this one, the blue method, is a little bit harder because 25% off isn't quite as nice as 10% or half off. For 25%, that's a quarter. So you would have to divide it by 4 and then subtract. So we would have to do a little bit of extra math here, divided by 4. Well, 150 is not a great number to divide by 4. It's $37.50. Then you'd have to subtract that price off the 150 to get the sale price, estimated sale price, as $112.50. For me, I needed to use my calculator in all of these, both of these calculations. So if I'm going to use my calculator, I'm going to use the green method. 25% off means I'm going to be paying 75%. So I might as well just do one calculation in my calculator and do 0.75 times 150, and I'll get that $112.50 right away. So that's how I might have used the green method for example C. So you made your own prediction. Your prediction in number 1 on page 46. Did you predict that A would be the cheapest? Because it turns out that A is the cheapest with this deal here. So an interesting question is, which skates would you choose? I'll explain why. Well, this is interesting because you might just choose skate A's because they're the cheapest. But other people might look at it and say, you know what, these are regularly $230 and you have the best deal. You're getting half off. So you might choose the B pair of skates because it's only a little bit more money and you're getting a more expensive original skate. But this is where you have to be really careful. So a lot of stores are famous for putting their regular price really high and offering big deals like this so that you can end up actually spending more money. So just because it's a great deal you look at half price sounds like a great deal. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to always save you money. And stores are notorious for doing things like this. So you have to really look at it. You'll want to know more about the skates to figure out if this is actually the best quality skate. And if it is, then half price is a good deal and you're only paying a little bit more. So something you should think about. Now, of course, you can't just walk out of the store by paying $108. You have to pay tax. So what's the total price of the skates you choose? So let's just choose the cheapest here. So it's $108. If we were actually going to the cash register, of course, we can't do the rounded price. We'd have to use $119.99. So if we take 90% of $119.99, we actually get $107.99 times your 1.13 for tax, and then get the actual cost. Oh, the actual cost isn't popping up here for me. The actual cost, oh, there it is $112.03. $122.03, including tax. All right, so that's the top part, number 2, on page 47. Let's move down to the bottom of page 47 in question 3. So the phys ed department wants to buy a treadmill. So they have 3 different prices, and they're going to compare all of these. Now, if you look at these numbers, they're a lot more hot. They're much bigger numbers, and they're not quite as friendly. So I think I'm going to use the green method and because I'm going to need my calculator for these numbers anyways, and be able to do this in one step. So if it's this price, but it's 20% off, 20% means that I'm going to be paying 80%. And so I can do this calculation in once. I'll go 0.8 times $2,100. So there's your $2,100 times 0.8, and it turns out we get $1,680. Okay, and we can do all that in one step, and there's our sale price. So I'd like you to push pause in your video and try B and C on your own. A quarter means 25% off, so you can figure out how much you'll pay and do that math. And 40%, of course, you're going to figure out what percentage you'll pay, and multiply it by the price to figure out your sale price. So come back when you're done trying these 2. All right, let's see how you did. A quarter off means 25% off. So that means you're actually paying 75%. So we're going to go 0.75 times the price, the regular price, and get that this treadmill will be $2,466.75. For C, 40% off means 100 minus 40 is 60. You're paying 60% of the price. So 0.6 times the regular price, and this one is $2,088. So it turns out that price A, or option A, was the cheapest of the three treadmills. It started off being definitely the cheapest, and you got a pretty good deal getting 20% off. If we need to calculate the total price of that least expensive one, so we didn't have to do any rounding here, so we can just take that price and add our tax. So multiply our tax, which is 1.13, and let's just do this together on the calculator. Oh, I've got that number right there. So if I push times right now, it'll take my last answer and times 1.13. Oh, how did I push the decimal button? And then I get my price is $1,898.40. So two other things other than the price that the phys ed department should consider when we're doing this. So I think if you're actually buying a treadmill that students are going to be using, I would think one thing you would want to decide on is your quality. So for example, this $2,100 one might be just a regular one for home use, but something that would be used in a gym or a weight room might require something more expensive. Okay, and you might also need to consider the safety. So maybe this is a cheaper one and not quite as safe. So even though it's the cheapest, maybe something like option C would be best for the weight room at the school, because they are getting a pretty good deal on this and it's a high quality machine. Definitely better than option B. All right, so there is finishing off page 47. So that's as far as we're going to go in today's video. So for your quiz today, I'm going to ask you to compare the price of these three running shoes. So you can keep this handy right now if you wanted to try and do that math. You'll notice that it's set up just like the question you just did, with different percentages and different prices, but you can use this green method to answer these three questions. And if you wanted to try them right now on a scrap piece of paper so that you're ready for your quiz, then you can do that. But this graphic will be in the quiz for you to try and figure out the best price for A, B, or C, what the sale price is, and the last question will ask you which one you would pick. All right, so that's great. Good luck with today's work, and we'll see you later.